Mukbang YouTubers Veronica Wang and SAS-ASMR caused a lot of controversy when they copyright striked a parody video by Shookbang. Before I go into the details, and there are a lot, I just want to put out a disclaimer. Please do not send hate or threats of any kind to these people. Watch the video until the end to understand all sides of the story. You have the right to your own opinion, but please be constructive, not hateful. This video is meant to address the issue, offer insight, research, and solutions. I'm just laying down the facts because issues like these will repeat themselves if no one addresses them. So here's how it all started. In October 2018, Shookbang posted a parody video called Veronica Wang Annoying Stephanie Su for 3 minutes. Here's a snippet of it.
Stretchy rice. Whoa!
Wow, you guys have everything in here.
Over time, the video became popular and Stephanie and Veronica saw the video. Stephanie thanked Shookbang for the edit. We were also simultaneously farting into the bath, so please add that to my list of skills, thank you. Veronica found it funny and hoped for more edits. This video was funny to me because I edited the original and found literally nothing wrong with it. We had a lot of fun, but people are going to take it the way they want to take it. Still hope more compilations come out. Sometime later, in early December 2018, Veronica uploaded a video called Veronica Wang Puckering Her Lips for 2 minutes straight. At first, people thought it was supposed to be a parody video similar to Shookbang's content, but instead of a comedic narrative, she showcased real hate comments about the way she puckers her lips and slurps noodles. People believed Veronica's video wasn't comedic and instead believed she was really hurt by all the negative opinions people had about her. About a week later, Veronica backtracked on her old comment and copy-striked 2 videos that Shookbang made about her. When Shookbang found out, he released a video on YouTube Premiere called Veronica Wang Exposed, Copyright Striking Fair Use, Mukbang Tea. Popular mukbang YouTuber Nikocado Avocado saw this video and was really disappointed in Veronica's false copyright claims. He expressed his opinion saying, "It's very two-faced to comment on somebody's video saying," Veronica commenting on Shookbang, "saying how much you enjoy them and then later strike that same video and try to get them kicked off of YouTube completely. I thought your video was cute and lighthearted. I actually loved the one you made about me, Hungry Fat Chick, and Hyuni Eats. At the end of the day, we are all creators. Some create new ideas, others recycle those ideas. They flow interchangeably. We aren't the creators of mukbang either, so it's not like this is some kind of masterpiece idea of ours. Should Korean mukbang start striking down Veronica's channel for stealing their brand? Of course not. Out of all the mukbangers on the internet, I am the most targeted and made fun of. Literally hundreds of videos made about me, we all know this. But I don't strike them with false copyright complaints. I don't disable my comments either. People are entitled to their opinions. So Veronica gets her first one made about her and she nearly bans you from YouTube completely? That's awful." Veronica, however, had a different opinion. She commented on Shookbang's video saying, "When one puts themselves on such a platform, they have to be willing to be judged by others. With that being said, there comes a time and a place when you have to stand up for yourself. It was all fun and games until I started getting death threats in my inbox from your false narratives. I'll never be okay with that. So yes, I copyright strike your posts after getting advice from a friend because ultimately it's my videos. Whether people like it or not, it's my content and not anyone else's. What others do in these situations is up to them. But I'm allowed to change my mind, and I think death threats is a great reason to do so. And if it was truly as lighthearted and harmless as you and your following claim it is, I wouldn't be receiving such cruel, nasty, and disgusting words from any one of you. It would be lighthearted laughter, but it's not. And I can understand your frustration with the copy strike. The content you worked hard on got taken down. Your channel is at risk. The content I work hard on getting torn down. My life at risk. So no, I won't apologize. I'm allowed to change my mind, and like I said, I think death threats is an extremely reasonable reason for changing one's mind." Veronica also pinned a comment on her own video saying, "I can take people bullying me. It's literally happened all my life. My interests have never been normal. I have never been normal. And I can handle the hate, but I will not put up with people sending me death threats because of the way I eat. Unsubscribe or block my channel." And just when things couldn't get any more hectic, SAS-ASMR filed a copy strike against Shookbang on a parody he made about her. She explained, In regards to Shookbang's content, without my consent, she does not have my permission to use my content. Fair use is not an entire video of someone else's intellectual property that is then monetized for your own profit. So Shookbang was at 3 strikes, meaning his channel would be terminated in a couple of days if he decided not to appeal the claim. Shookbang decided to reach out to Nikocado Avocado, who had dealt with a false copyright claim in the past. Here are some of the emails Shookbang sent to Nikocado. Wow, I feel like I've just been through a roller coaster of emotions. I feel like the big guys are just after me to silence me, and it worked. I'd like to stay anonymous, I hope you understand. The reason why I'm not appealing these is that YouTube states I would have to fill in my full name and address to send to the claimant. I don't want them to have my personal information like that. I have no idea what they would do with that information and their millions of followers. That's my one and only reason. There seems to be no other way around it. Oh man, I don't know. I always think of the worst possible scenario and think if she sues me, she makes so much money that this would be chump change to her, while a lawsuit would probably murder me, lol. Man, I don't know what to do, but your support means so much. You don't even know. Thank you. Can't say it enough. Quick question. I'd have to use my legal name and not my YouTube name, correct? Ah, so nervous. I could throw up. Oh man, Veronica just scares me. I think that's why I'm hesitant on appealing hers. I'll sleep on it. From my research, I don't think YouTube determines whether it's fair use or not. I think they make sure my information is filled in correctly, then sends a notice to the claimant stating that they need to either pursue this legally or else I get my video back. Something like that. I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Ugh, this is so stressful. Every time I email YouTube copyright, they send me an automated message. Nick was extremely upset about the situation and made a video about Veronica and fair use.
I'll read verbatim. An allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism. That includes negative criticism. I think you don't know how to deal with the criticism. Shookbang didn't do anything though. She's taking it out on the innocent person, the innocent guy. Why should his channel be punished for what trolls said?
Veronica Wang went live on Instagram to address the issue. I'm going to highlight important parts from the live because she rambled a lot. Veronica contradicting her comments on Shookbang's video.
Her and I just ignored it because we knew that the videos were bullshit and we were friends, so we just ignored it. We didn't care.
Veronica spreading misinformation about Shookbang's video.
This channel, Shookbang, was created on me and Stephanie's video of them saying that Stephanie and I weren't friends and stuff, or I was being super evil and was really greedy with the food and stuff. It was actually the complete opposite.
Shookbang never said they weren't friends and never said Veronica was evil. His out of context edits made it seem like she was greedy, but it was all lighthearted and for fun. Veronica defending herself as not greedy.
I was the one, I bought a bunch of food, I paid for all the food, I left all the food at Stephanie's house, I was the one that reminds Stephanie to, offer her fiancé food, and everyone was saying literally the complete opposite.
Veronica's initial thoughts about Shookbang's video.
You know, it was just completely opposite of what these videos were portraying, and I was like, this is hilarious. I honestly didn't think there would be more because I didn't think people would be able to find more.
Veronica addressing bullying and threats.
I decided that I was going to take a stance for myself because anytime I've been in a situation where someone's bullied me, I have done one thing and one thing only, which is stood up for myself. Well, you know, if anyone's going to be allowed to make fun of me, it's going to be me. But I'm not okay with people sending death threats.
Veronica on people's rights.
But people do not have the right to say I'm an evil person or I'm a hypocrite for changing my mind on people sending me crazy messages and deciding that I don't like something anymore.
Veronica shifting the blame on the viewers.
And if they're gonna blame anyone for that channel getting taken down, they need to blame themselves because they are the reason. So even though the channel wants to blame me and these other YouTubers, ultimately the channel should have made more of an effort to stop their subscribers from doing those things or completely switched up the narrative.
Veronica exposing SAS-ASMR as the messenger.
So SAS-ASMR and I were talking about this. She messaged me and she told me, because she was like, Veronica, these videos are so unfair. You are such a great person. They do not have the right to talk about you this way.
Veronica speaking about her friendship with Stephanie.
Like, and the up part is that me and Stephanie actually for a second almost stopped being friends because of our subscribers, completely ripping me and Stephanie apart.
Veronica dragging in SAS-ASMR and others.
The funny thing is this channel doesn't even bring up the fact that SAS already copyrighted claimed a video before I even claimed mine. They just completely acted like it was just me. So I copyrighted the videos going back. I was gonna listen to SAS and copyright the videos. And I was like, you know what, this is it. Stephanie, SAS, me, and all of us YouTubers who have been put on that channel, we are all for each other. We all believe that our content was stolen.
Veronica misinforming everyone about YouTube's copyright system.
Now, it's YouTube's responsibility to see whether or not, well, it's not the responsibility, but the way that the copyrights work is YouTube will take a look at it and see whether or not they agree with the copyright.
No, YouTube does not look at the claim and agree with the claim. YouTube only gets involved when a lawsuit is shown. They are not involved when you submit a copyright claim. YouTube's copyright system is automated. There's no real person sitting behind the screen checking if the claims are fair. Because YouTube is just an entertainment platform. They do their best to stay out of legal conflict, so they expect you to know what you're doing. In fact, before you submit a copyright claim, YouTube asks you to make sure that what you're submitting actually infringes copyright. Before submitting a claim, there's a huge message that says, be sure to consider whether fair use, fair dealing, or a similar exception to copyright applies before you submit. If you choose to request removal of content by submitting an infringement notification, please remember that you are initiating a legal process. Do not make false claims. Misuse of this process may result in the suspension of your account or other legal consequences. So the responsibility is yours. YouTube expects you to know the law. Okay, back to the IG Live. Veronica talking about fair use.
People are throwing the words like legal around or illegal around, and the fact of the matter is that most of these, if you look at all the popular tea spill channels, they completely redo the content and they use very brief clips of the actual content they're talking about.
Shookbang also used very brief clips. He edited down Veronica's 30-minute mukbang video to a 3-minute parody video and added in text to create an imaginary narrative. It's clear that Shookbang's video is transformative, but I think Veronica feels it's unfair that Shookbang's entire video is made up of her footage. Veronica believing people are exposing her because they want views.
So, did I do anything illegal? No. Are other YouTubers right now some YouTubers saying I did illegal and using this to advantage to get views? Hell yes.
Veronica shifting the blame on Shookbang.
Now, with that being said, everything that's happened with this channel getting shut down, they should have took extra steps to make sure that they didn't get shut down. They could have messaged me, Sass, Stephanie, or anyone at any time, but everyone's saying that we should have messaged them. This channel could have messaged us at any single time to talk things out, and they never took that route. Everyone still said I should have messaged them. Ample opportunities to message me, to message Sass, to message Stephanie, to message all the other content creators, and they never did. You cannot steal someone's content, make fun of them, and then expect them to message you first. What kind of insanity is that? Like, what world are these people living in?
Veronica expressing a false imaginary narrative about Shookbang.
These subscribers who have no idea who even this person is. This person could literally be the worst human being on the face of the planet, and they have no idea because they don't even know who the creator is. People that actually put their faces out there and their livelihoods out there against someone that doesn't even put their face out.
Veronica on YouTube's positive environment.
YouTube is a positive environment. YouTube is just such a great space, and I go to it to relieve stress. I go to it to relieve anxiety. I open up my subscribers to negativity.
Any online social media platform is open to feedback from other people. Of course, bullying and death threats are never okay, but people not liking the way you slurp noodles or think you're greedy because of your body language around food is simply an opinion. It doesn't define who you are as a person. Veronica referring to Nick's videos about her.
I do not regret copyright striking those videos. I do not regret standing up for myself, and I will not address anybody who is making titles about me from here on out for views, because they're shady, they're liars, and they're painting me to be this horrible person when I do nothing except spread love every single day of my life.
Veronica telling off her supporters who do not agree with her.
Everyone else can honestly, seriously, and I'm saying this wholeheartedly, can go themselves. I do not give a man. Like, you're gonna try to twist my around, I have been nothing but loving and caring.
Veronica standing by her copyright claim.
If these people want to try to go against my copyright infringement, they're allowed to, but I do have a lawyer and I believe that my claim was truthful and I will fight it to the bitter frickin' end. So I don't care. There's a lot of things that they should have done differently.
Just when things couldn't get even more hectic, Nick reveals a conversation with Annie Let's Eat, Sass's sister, where she admits to also filing a copyright claim on Shookbang. She said, "I also claimed a copyright for the video that Shookbang did of me and the kids, but never heard anything back," which we find out later that Annie's copy strike didn't go through. Regardless, Shookbang was already at 3 strikes and his channel would soon be terminated. After seeing Veronica call out Nick on her live and talk to her audience in an unprofessional way, Nick made 2 more videos critiquing the drama.
What she did affects all YouTubers, because when you abuse or misuse or take a tool put in place for our protection, it undermines and decreases the value of that protection. Listen, everyone's gonna make mistakes in this world, but trying to cover them up makes those mistakes worse.
For the first time, we see Stephanie Sue speak up. She commented on Nick's video and said, "I hope this doesn't get lost in the sea of comments, but a bish never had a problem with Shookbang. I saw not all, but all the ones I'm in, lol, and enjoyed all of them, and they knew that. I don't think they unfairly used my content in the videos that they used for my personal channels. I didn't know about the copy strikes earlier than anyone else. I found out through Shookbang actually that they were copy striked, and if I had known, I would never, and still don't encourage it. I'm not sure how I got involved because I had no problems with Shookbang, and I think they knew that as well. A girl just trying to lick animal-style sauce off some fries." I think where it got confusing is after all the shit went down, Veronica has been talking to me about how it's been affecting her personally, and even though I don't agree with how she handled this particular situation, I've been trying to be an open ear. I think that didn't communicate across well in her live. At the end of the day, what happened to Shookbang is unfortunate, and I feel for them as a creator, and as someone who babies my channel, I feel the pain. I do personally hope there's a way for them to come back, so that we can go back to eating noodles and get 3 minutes of Stephanie slurping that nude. Shookbang expressed his feelings on Instagram saying, "I don't know how to feel right now. I'm just sad because this wasn't supposed to happen. This was never my intent. What was supposed to be silly, sarcastic, and funny turned into something so much bigger and uglier than I could have ever imagined. And at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to feel bad about themselves, despite how much I may disagree with them. This is just honestly how I feel right now. Love you guys. Merry Christmas Eve." Around this time, Shookbang wrote an email to Nick. He said, "Hey Nikocado, I'm sorry I haven't responded to your emails. I owe you an explanation as you've been so helpful and supportive of me. I will talk to you soon. I've just been really emotionally drained from all this. I haven't been able to eat, sleep, etc. And I need to take some time, but I will write you soon. Thank you." He later shared this on his community tab on YouTube. I spent the last few days thinking, and I don't blame Veronica or Sass for the shutdown of this channel. I blame YouTube for its horrible copyright flagging system. They don't take the time to review the validity of these claims, and they haven't answered any of my questions. If I truly infringe copyright, then of course I would accept responsibility. But the problem is, I don't know. I'm just left with feeling like I broke the law when I feel like I didn't. And I really don't know because if I did something wrong, then I'll apologize, learn from this, and move on. But again, I don't know. Eventually, Shookbang and SAS-ASMR spoke privately. Shookbang said, "You guys, SAS-ASMR and I have spoken privately and settled this issue amicably. We were both honest with each other. I apologized and she accepted. We both want to move on from this, and people keep dragging it out. I understand you guys want to voice your opinions, but again, Sass and I already spoke and things are good between us. But the more people keep attacking her, the more insincere my apology to her looks. I really don't want that because I'm being 100% truthful. Please, let's just move on." People were not happy about Shookbang's post. They said, "So let me get this straight. You're the one who's apologizing, and Sass is keeping quiet and Wang is still creating a ruckus? But didn't Wang and Sass create all this from the start? Aw, hell no. That is really not okay. Do you realize that Shook, Sebastian Williams, T-Spill, Here for the Tea, Rich Lux, etc. get money from their videos? And they do what you do. I'm sorry, but you chickened out. And that is sad because you're allowing actual bullies to act like bullies, and you're allowing them to treat others bad. I'm a little disappointed in you. There's not a single ounce of empathy or sincerity for what she did to this little channel. Everything is about her viewers having to apologize to her for questioning her motives. It's self-absorbed and borderline cult-like. Sad. Shookbang also reached out to Veronica to discuss things privately. Shookbang shared this message on his YouTube community tab. Wow, I just had a private conversation with Veronica, and we also came to a mutual agreement. Veronica and I have agreed to put our differences aside and move forward. As some of you may already know, Veronica was the most affected by my videos and all the drama that ensued. To be honest, reaching out to her was never an option because I had subconsciously harbored ill feelings and made assumptions about her after her YouTube video about me and her IG live. But now that she and I have actually talked, I have to say that she was honestly so kind and so open and honest during our conversation. I learned a valuable lesson: never assume and always communicate. It's unfortunate that Veronica and I had so much anger towards one another before even directly speaking to each other. But I do believe it's better late than never. I genuinely believe that Veronica had no malicious intent. I think she just got caught up in the spiral of events and reacted. And I reacted back, and everyone else reacted. And one thing led to another, resulting in this whole mess. We agreed to disagree on certain things, and we both admitted regretting how we handled things. For me personally, I wish I'd put away my pride and reached out to her after her video about me. Sometimes it's not about who reaches out to who first, it's about trying to make things right. I know not everyone may agree with my approach, but this is the decision I made. I hope you understand and respect it. After seeing Shookbang's post, SAS-ASMR said this on Instagram. Now that it has all been cleared on her end, whether you comprehend it or not that I did not make a false claim, I was not in the wrong. It had nothing to do with his or her content, nor was it anything personal. I do not expect an apology from any of you, and I don't need one. Just grow up and enjoy the sunshine. #jokes on you. Veronica replied to Sass's post and said, "Exactly. And everyone, I didn't throw Sass or Stephanie under the bus. Emotions were high on my live. Lesson learned. Will never go on a live and express myself whilst being emotional. I should have known without properly explaining things it would be taken out of context. I wanted to show my viewers that we supported each other. Sass and I supported each other wholeheartedly, knowing we didn't make false claims. And Stephanie supported because she believed things got blown up and it could have been solved but never agreed on the copyright. I agree it wasn't fair for me to generalize their support, and for that, I'm deeply sorry." Nick replied to Veronica's comment saying, "You didn't generalize at all. You made specific points, said direct quotes, and repeated them. You're acting vile." Veronica received a lot of backlash on her Instagram and YouTube channel. She ended up deleting any comments that tried to confront her about the false copyright claim and unfair treatment towards Shookbang. Sass eventually deleted her post and uploaded a new one subtly addressing the issue. She used the hashtags "Let's Move On" and "Apology Accepted" on an unrelated Instagram post. People found it odd that Shookbang suddenly felt apologetic, especially after he reached out to Nick for help. Shookbang explained, "Nick and I exchanged emails because he was trying to help me, but after Sass and I spoke privately 2 days ago, I haven't talked to anyone, including Nick, about this. I just want to move on. Sass and I both want to move on." Nick felt disappointed and said this on his Instagram story. "Wow, I feel like Shookbang is giving up after everything I did to try to help, even CCing my manager. My emails with Shookbang were expressing fear about Sass taking him to court or something. Now, all of a sudden, they have a chat and he's apologizing for making his videos, saying it's time to move forward when not a single peep has come out of anybody's mouths but mine. Blocking, deleting, banning longtime supporters, and writing stuff like this. Everything is fine, Shookbang apologized, rightfully so. Let's move on, joke's on you. I'm so sorry for how I treated Veronica. I wish I'd swallowed my pride. I regret it." The last I heard from Shookbang, he said he hasn't been able to eat or sleep. Now he's posting public messages like, "I was forgiven by Sass and Veronica, so let's put this behind us." It's like reading the beginning and the end of a chapter book, but skipping the middle. Something very wrong took place during these chats, is what I think. There's no logical explanation for the sudden guilt trip and turnaround. This feels wrong. Very wrong. Sass eventually apologized on her YouTube community page. She said, "Sass Squad, I apologize if I've offended you in any way. My post on IG was not meant for you and realized how you could have taken it the wrong way, and for that, I am sorry. Just so you know, whether you believe me or not, that is totally your call. The issue with Shookbang has been resolved since a week ago when Shookbang contacted me. There has never been any threats or lawsuits made against him. We spoke privately with the understanding that mistakes have been made. I had no issue with his content and the way the videos were made until the monetizing and making a profit off someone else's creation. I do not believe this is under the fair use law. And lastly, and most importantly, all copyright claims have already been removed. Period. Anything else you hear is, well, I don't know the motives behind it, and I can't help what others say about it. As long as I know the truth, I can live with that. Everything we do in life has consequences. If this is my consequence for doing what I believe is right, then so be it. All parties are moving forward with no hard feelings. This is the last time I will be addressing this matter. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I apologize for dragging you into my mess. I love you guys so much and appreciate you more than you know. Thank you for always being here through the good and the bad. I love you, SAS Squad. Veronica ended up doing another IG live after drinking. Here's what she had to say.
No, I'm sorry. I could have handled the situation better. You're talking about a channel that bullies people. How could I have handled? I think I handled it perfectly. I made fun of myself and I told people why I was upset. And then I reported content that was mine. The minute that was reported, they could have handled it better. They could have messaged me. Not responsible. Not taking responsibility for that. They could have messaged me at any point. It doesn't matter what you say to haters. They only want you to agree with them. That is their sole purpose. They aren't reasonable people. If anything, I'm spreading the most positivity because I'm not trying to break someone down. I'm just like, defending myself. Like, that's it. Like, excuse me.
PewDiePie stepped in the picture and made a video about the whole situation, basically explaining that Veronica is misinformed about how YouTube's copyright system works and that Shookbang's video was just a joke. Veronica saw PewDiePie's video and left a positive comment, which she later deleted. She said, "I can't believe one of my favorite YouTubers took the time to constructively address the situation at hand. Thanks, PewDiePie. Def gonna put my big girl pants on." Nick saw this comment and confronted Veronica. He said, "You destroyed somebody's career on YouTube, lied about it in front of hundreds of thousands of people, attacked me for telling the truth, and still refused to admit you were wrong. How was his constructive and mine wasn't? Thank you for being constructive as opposed to what, girl? He gets a thank you and I get lied about?" He literally repeated exactly what I said to you.
So the only one that's allowed to make fun of this person is herself and no one else.
No one else is allowed to laugh at you except for yourself?
I think she just doesn't know how to handle criticism and
I think you don't know how to deal with the criticism.
and just apologize and move on.
I really do hope Veronica just apologizes.
After seeing PewDiePie's video, Veronica made a post about it and said, "When you accidentally create an oopsie, if you feel like you've been left out in the dark, head over to the community tab on my channel." In her community tab, Veronica posted a long letter explaining her reasoning behind certain actions and outbursts. She said she never had any ill intention toward Shookbang. She says she still stands by her belief that Shookbang's video is not transformative. She apologizes for swearing and being too emotional in her IG live. She apologizes for speaking on Sass and Stephanie's behalf and says this situation should only have ever been handled by Shookbang and myself. And she addresses the broken copyright system on YouTube and how she is not abusing it and wasn't even aware of it. And she explains that she spoke with Shookbang. She says, "I applaud their sincerity and compassion. I will be retracting my copyright strike based on our interaction. Shookbang has been nothing but empathetic and kind in our correspondence, and just like them, I too would like to continue to evolve and grow from this lesson of learning." Around late December, Shookbang got his channel back. He said, "My channel is demonetized right now. I have to wait and apply again, but according to SAS, it's against fair use law to monetize edited content, but everyone else is telling me that's false. So I'm hoping to save up enough money and ask a lawyer. Wish me luck, I really need answers, lol. And all 3 strikes are gone. So Shookbang started a GoFundMe to help seek a lawyer. He has reached his goal. He explained, "I'm sure most of you know that my channel was scheduled to shut down on December 28th due to 3 copyright infringement strikes that I received from other YouTubers. Due to the short amount of time I had to save my channel, I decided to reach out to those YouTubers to apologize and to ask them to retract their strikes. They agreed. Although my channel is safe from shutdown, but I'm left feeling uncertain and afraid. I've been told repeatedly by these YouTubers who issued their strikes that I infringed their copyright and that monetization is not allowed. I've also been told that my videos are not transformative, therefore unable to be monetized. The issue at hand seems to be monetization. When I initially apologized, I thought I was apologizing for all the chaos, drama, and negativity that occurred from my channel. So when I realized it was about monetization, I was left super confused. My supporters, viewers, and other fellow YouTubers have stated that monetization is indeed allowed and that my content is transformative. But when I research online, there seems to be some gray areas. Now I feel like I can't edit or post videos the way I want because I'm afraid they, or someone else, will copyright strike me again. I really don't want to go through that, and if I do, I want to be prepared. It's really important that I know what I'm doing is right and legal, because if it is not, I will stop. My plan is to meet with a copyright IP attorney and actually show them my videos and the original videos and ask if it would fall under fair use. I also would like to ask about monetization and receive their professional opinion and advice. Veronica made another Instagram post with a short loop video of PewDiePie.
Veronica, she's been a naughty girl. Veronica.
Her original description said, OMFG, it can't all be bad. Hashtag oopsie. All of the manipulation from others on my character might just have been worth it. Sorry, Marzia. She has since changed her description to, this clip will serve as a reminder that with the good comes the bad and vice versa. There's a lesson to be found with every step taken in life. For now, I'm going to watch this video and enjoy my night. Hashtag oopsie. Her fans noticed the hypocrisy and left comments saying, so it's okay for you to post an edit of someone else's content, but when someone posts an edit of your content, you try to get their YouTube channel shut down as punishment? Such a hypocrite. Did you get his permission to use this clip? Guess fair use doesn't exist unless you want to use someone else's video. She caused even more controversy when she replied to many comments and said she copy-striked PewDiePie. However, she replied to some people admitting that she did not actually copy-strike him. And instead, Veronica says she hopes PewDiePie copy-strikes her. One day later, Veronica posted a video on YouTube, which she later deleted. She repeated a lot of things she said in her letter. Here's a snippet of the video.
So I understand that you have to take constructive criticism, but there's a really big difference between constructive criticism and, just downright evil and people just bullying one another. I realized that there was something very wrong. Initially, I thought people were just being crazy and blowing this up for nothing, but then I found out that, YouTube has a flawed system. I thought I was doing the right thing. I still, think that I did the right thing. But there's a flaw in the system. I have a friend who's a lawyer. This is the first time I found someone who could defend me. The only reason why I brought this person up was because I was just very sure on my decision. I just really hope this problem eventually gets fixed so that no YouTuber who is innocently copywriting their own content because they believe it's within reason for them to do so ever has to experience what I experienced. I'm sorry about this whole situation. No, I never had malicious intentions. I never even knew there was a system to abuse, and things will just be done differently in the future.
At this point, a lot of people were confused because Veronica kept talking about the controversy. Teaspo clarified the issue on Twitter and said, for anyone who's wondering how Shookbang got their channel back, it's because Veronica and SAS told Shookbang if he apologized publicly to them, they'd take down the strikes. F***ed up, isn't it? That's who these girls truly are. And Jeffree Star actually saw this tweet and commented, that is gross. Karma will do its job soon. Here is the receipt confirming T-Spill's tweet. Shookbang said, I reached out to them with an apology and asked them to retract their strikes. They said they would if I cleared their name, so I apologized in public. And here is the DM between Veronica and Shookbang. Veronica said, I would appreciate clearing everything and I'll take the strikes off, but I need a formal email if you still want to head that route. Shookbang replied, sure, a formal email on my YouTube channel? Veronica said, and I can't be responding to them. I hope you can understand. Shook asked, who is the email going to? Veronica replied, yeah, exactly how you handled it with SAS's community section and a formal email saying we agree to disagree. Shook said, I got it. Sorry about your Christmas. Veronica replied, dude, you don't have to apologize. You can just say what should have happened differently and it shouldn't have been up to the subs to dictate what's happening. We should have just talked. Shook said, I know. Damn, I regret not just emailing you from the get. Communication is key. I tell everyone else that. I should have listened to my own advice. Teaspo contacted Veronica to ask about the agreement she made with Shookbang. Veronica explained, I only agreed to the clearing of my name because Shook and SAS already agreed on it. And we say clearing, I mean just saying the truth of the matter. That's all I wanted. I don't even think for me saying clearing my name is the right words or term. And a week later, Veronica posted an apology video titled, Veronica Wang finally apologizes to Shookbang and Mukbang community, but not Nikocado Avocado, hot tea. Her video description says, I want to be very transparent when I say I did not file a lawsuit. I filed a copyright claim on YouTube. There's been no lawsuit filed whatsoever. YouTube allows users to dispute copyright claims amongst each other. The only reason I ever mentioned my lawyer was because I was very sure that I was making the right claim, as I had received some legal advice to back up my claim in case the person directly involved in the claim did not want to solve things between each other and wanted to take me to court. I never once wanted to initiate any court proceedings, as I had faith that this could be resolved maturely and respectfully. For the record, it is not up to Nikocado to act like a court official, legal advisor, a lawyer, or a judge, nor is it anyone's right to do so unless they are of that occupation or professional background. To state that what I did was illegal or false is incorrect, as no matter how you choose to slice it, the content used was initially created by me. It is my property. There's nothing illegal about making a copyright claim. It would be illegal if it wasn't my material and I made the claim. People were not happy about the video. Veronica even turned off the like-to-dislike ratio. Here are some of the common comments. Look at me, I have people on my side. Why are the people who are with you so negative? Seriously, you can tell they just kiss her ass and validate her behavior, lol. There is not one, and I mean this, not one nice comment on this video. That says a lot, and this video shows a lot. You may have tried to get people to side with you on this matter, but all this video did was show your true colors. Your true colors you tried to hide. Now this is bullying. This is odd. Everything about this video is disturbing. Couldn't just apologize, huh? LMAO. This is not an apology. This is called bullying. Who monetizes an apology video, LOL? 4 days after Veronica's apology video, PewDiePie made another video that featured Veronica Wang.
Disappointing. I thought I gave her the benefit of the doubt.
This time, he spoke more seriously about unfair copy striking. In fact, the title of the video says, "Stop doing this." While Veronica claims her strikes were made professionally, many people, including PewDiePie, believe it was out of personal feelings.
She didn't like how the video was making fun of her, and she didn't like how people watching the video making fun of her was making even more fun of her.
And he gave some advice regarding copy strikes and personal feelings as a creator.
You're just drawing more attention to it. The more you try and hide something, the more people are gonna find out about it.
A week later, Nick made a response video, basically explaining that Veronica is still deflecting blame and lying. He also mentioned how inappropriate it was for Veronica to bring up his past and all this drama. He said, honestly, she didn't consider anything other than digging up old beef about me to strengthen her case. Did I mention her past? No, I could have, but I know that would be irrelevant and inappropriate. Yet I'm the bully now. In early January, Shookbang posts an interesting parody video. The video is called SAS-ASMR Reminiscing about Shookbang and Veronica Wang, Parody. Here's a snippet of it.
This channel doesn't even bring up the fact that SAS already copyrighted claimed a video before I even claimed one.
Shookbang explained, this is just for fun. Spread laughs, not hate. He also explained that he reached his GoFundMe goal and will be consulting with an entertainment copyright attorney about whether his videos are transformative enough for monetization on YouTube. And Shookbang mentioned that he moved channels. Unfortunately, that parody video didn't go down too well for some people. Shookbang received a creepy DM. It reads, "One day I'm going to expose you. I know who you are. I'm your #1 fan. You will slip one day. XX Karma." And receipts? I got them. Trust me, honey. You think you can bully people around? Well, let me break it down for you, fatty. You ain't seen or know what that word means. Hashtag tea spilling, stay tuned, power of the internet. That's right, fatty. Be scared. I know you see this, cause you deleted that post. But don't worry, I got it all recorded. Karma is abyss. Failed as a mukbang eating show channel, turns to ASMR, failed, turns to a bully channel, failed, makes a second channel for backups. I'm sure that too will fail. All this because she herself was being bullied but couldn't handle the hate. Such an insecure fatty. So sad. What do you think? Like my intro? 2 days later, Shookbang posted a truth video. Shookbang is not actually a he, but two sisters who run the channel. They concealed the identity of one sister and revealed that the other sister is the YouTuber April ASMR. They explained the identity reveal was for the best to free themselves of the anxiety of staying hidden. April also explained she regretted their recent SAS-ASMR parody video. She said,
I kept saying like I wanted it to end, which I did, but then I was like angry the more people were bringing up certain points that I didn't think about, and then I was like angry all over again. And I acted out of anger and made my last parody video. I did do it out of anger and I shouldn't have done that.
And finally, Shookbang addressed why she moved channels. She said, "I forgot to mention why we made the second Shookbang channel. It was because my ASMR account was attached to Shookbang, and since it had such a high risk for getting strikes again, we made a second channel to upload parody videos there. Hope that clears that up." Many people congratulated Shookbang on their bravery and honesty, but some people became skeptical. Here are some of the comments. "I think it is shady to act like she was a poor little channel when her estimated income is max 27K a month from her ASMR channel. Wake up, people. This person scammed people for money. Look at April ASMR Social Blade. She makes good money and then makes GoFundMe for Shookbang." Some people became even more suspicious when Shookbang canceled and issued refunds for their GoFundMe. Shookbang explained, "I don't feel like it's necessary to spend $500 on legal advice at this time, considering my channel is back. I think it will be best to return your generous donations so you guys can use it for your own needs." Shookbang has not spoken about the suspicions, but at the end of the day, she issued refunds. So while we don't know her intentions, I think she wasn't scamming people. We also don't know her financial situation. We don't know what bills she has to pay, and we don't know how accurate her Social Blade stats are. Aside from the suspicions, Shookbang explained they did receive brief advice from some attorneys. Shookbang said, "As I mentioned before, I emailed a bunch of copyright attorneys. Although I did not hear back from most, I did hear back from a few through email who have briefly given me their professional advice. Some said my videos were indeed transformative, while others said that it would be completely up to a jury to decide." And that seems to be the end of the drama for now. So, what's the big issue? Throughout all this drama, we see many people step forward and talk about fair use, but fair use law is actually more complicated than you might think. It's true, you can find basic information about it online. But it's not that simple. There are many factors the court considers when determining if content qualifies as fair use. Just because you meet one factor doesn't mean it falls under fair use. The video being transformative is only one factor. Another factor is how much of someone's work you use and which parts you use, because if you use excerpts that are considered the heart of the original work, then your piece is more likely to not fall under fair use. Another factor is if your content takes away revenue or views from the original work, with the exception of parodies. These are just some of the many things the court will consider when determining if your work is fair use. And almost every website you go to, there's a big disclaimer that says, "Nothing in this post is meant to constitute legal advice of any kind. To obtain legal advice, please contact a local attorney who can counsel you accordingly." Which makes sense, because every fair use case is different and has its own intricacies. And that's why you also see Veronica calling out Nick, saying he shouldn't give legal advice if he's not a lawyer, which is a fair argument. No internet personality can know your specific case. But I understand why Nick and others spoke up, because parodies are almost always weighed at fair use. I mean, just take a look at the H3 Productions case. H3 was sued for copyright infringement by YouTuber Matt Haas for mocking him in a parody video. And H3 won the lawsuit because a parody is considered transformative. So you can see, there's a reason why many people are upset with Veronica, and I don't blame them. Another big issue that comes up in this drama is Veronica's personal feelings getting involved. It was obvious in her first IG Live that she was more upset about people's opinion of her rather than copyright issues, and most people use that against her, saying she felt her copy strike with ill intentions. However, she does explain in a formal letter that she truly believes Shookbang's video doesn't fall under fair use. Does that mean she's right? No, feelings are not facts. But even if she's wrong about fair use, that doesn't mean she filed the copy strike in bad faith. Maybe she is genuinely misinformed about fair use, whether through her own research or from her lawyer. Another big issue was the apology video. She already had a formal apology letter out. She did not need to make a video addressing the drama again. The video completely devalues her formal letter because of how petty she was being in the video. And there is absolutely no need to involve Nick or talk about Nick's past. Like any other argument, you shouldn't bring up past problems that don't have anything to do with the current situation. It only prevents the real issue from being discussed. This was a problem between Shookbang and Veronica. Veronica should have kept it that way. And while I understand Nick influenced a lot of viewers' opinion on the matter, she really should have ignored it and spoke her truth instead of trying to get people not to trust Nick. And she absolutely shouldn't have brought other people in to speak for her. This was her mess, and she needed to apologize for her actions. And lastly, Veronica continues to out herself as a shady person because of her own actions. She deleted hundreds of comments from both her YouTube and Instagram page. Many people explained that their comments weren't even hateful, but constructive. Like PewDiePie said, the more you try to hide something, the more people will find out about it. And to add to that, the more you try to hide something, the more suspicious and shady you look. I think we can all learn that if you have an issue with someone, communicate directly with them. Get rid of the mentality that the other person needs to message you first. If you have an issue, be the bigger person and reach out to them. Again, please don't send any hate to any of these people. This is simply a video addressing an issue and educating you on the complications of fair use law. What advice would you give Veronica and Nick after this drama? Let me know in the comments below.